Hey everybody, it's your fearless leader from the Ability Warriors podcast, MJ. Yes, I am bored. So today's topic I'm going to talk about is hockey and sports and all that good stuff. So I know you guys are probably missing out on a whole bunch of sports that you used to do, like a whole bunch of sports events that got canceled, a whole bunch of that, and that's gonna be nothing compared to I don't know sports, but I know my experience with sports and how that shaped me as a person. Teamwork makes the dream work, right? So I grew up in a very chaotic household, so throwing myself into sports really helped. And at first I wasn't a big fan of it, I was only 4 when I started, but it was still a great starting point. And I started off with T-ball. So the group, the the sports team that I belonged to was baseball, and it was probably one of the most foundational, instrumental things that I could have experienced at a young age. It was where I found a lot of my people and where I started to understand that family didn't always have to be blood related. I got real close to everyone right off the bat. It was the most supported I've ever felt. And most of it was participation medals and all that. It wasn't the greatest. It was great, but you didn't really win. It was more of a team sport, which I would never say that that's a bad thing. Throw your kids into that if they show an interest in that, because it will definitely shape them into better human beings if they're not already amazing. But I just grew up with a sense of community within that group, and a lot of structure, because I did it from the age of, I think it was 3 to 8 years old, and it gave me a real confidence boost. It was pretty epic. Although that confidence wouldn't come into play for another couple of years. But it sure laid the foundation for that. And yeah, I realized that to be in a team sport, you get medals and you got all these accolades. And you go and play against other teams. Well, ours was kind of more like a scrimmage against teams in our league. So they were never really from outside of our league, which I think made us a lot tighter knit. But when it all came down to it, we, as a whole, got so much closer and gained a crap ton of confidence. And yeah, that's the whole point of team sports, I know. But yeah, it was a great start to what would be the rest of my future. And then I think when I was like 11 or 12 to about 15, I joined bocce ball, which is basically lawn bowling, and it's strategizing to get to the white ball. So the white ball is your target, and then you want to throw the other balls. So the white ball is called the jack, and then the rest of the balls are just being thrown in different weights. So it's very strategic. And throughout that age range, I really needed that strategy and that, what'd you call it? That structure and the rules so that I didn't fly off the handle, not like I was that kind of person. But yeah, I loved it, and I got so good that in, I think it was 2008 or 10, I was supposed to go to Beijing, China, and compete. I don't remember why that didn't end up happening. But I really lost my drive for it, but years later I kind of got back into it and then again fell out of it. But you just gotta trial and error everything and figure out what you love the most and go from there. So let's recap. So I did T-ball for a good extended amount of time. And then I did bocce, which was very strategic and amazing. And I wish I would have went further with that, but I did not. And it kind of sucked that I didn't go farther because I know I would be at the top of my games now, being 30. But it just wasn't my passion. So next came my first couple of years of hockey. So when I turned 15, I was still in the rehab program where I lived. And they suggested that my parents take me to this demo that was going on to see all these like hockey players and wheelchair hockey players. And so my parents were like, okay, let's put her in there, see how she does, what can go wrong. And a lot went wrong. Not with the sport itself, just with my attention span, and it wasn't where I needed to be. But basically, I knew a lot of the people, and I reconnected with a lot of old buddies, and it was just a great time. And then I left there with a fire in my belly, and I wanted to kind of get back into it. And so I waited a couple of years after getting out of high school. So when I turned 18, I joined, and I did that for about 6 years. I did that until I moved. So I did that up until 23. So from 18 to 23, I was killing it. And we went to nationals. I was on the national team. I won so many trophies. And yeah, it's not all about the trophies, but it was so much fun. And all the people there was amazing. I love them so, so much. Like, you have no idea. They are an amazing group of people. If I wasn't in that group, I don't know where my life would have ended up. With hockey, there is designated things that you need to do, structure, equipment to be safe, like all that stuff. And that gave me so much confidence in what I was able to do. And I learned a lot of new strategies to kick guys' butts, which I would have said came in handy later on in life, but not really. I wish it did, but you're technically not allowed to high stick somebody, unfortunately. But it's not about that anyway. I just had this tremendous group and the camaraderie that came along with it, and I actually met my first love interest there, and that was probably one of my coolest memories. That somebody shared the passion that I have for hockey. And yeah, I scream and yell at intermissions, and I don't really know all the plays, but they took that in stride, and we were pretty close for a very long time. And so I gained a lot of connections from there, and I learned definitely the phrase teamwork makes the dream work. Because without one person, there's like 25 people on the whole league. So you have to be sidelined sometimes. And even if you're a cheerleader, you go out there and you have the pride and the humility, and you cheer on the people that are killing it out there. And no matter what, you're still a part of the hockey family. Even years down the road when you haven't played for a long time, they will still recognize you and bring you into the fold again and have that connection with you still. And sorry if I'm talking really slow today. I have no idea what's going on, but I am really tired. So, yeah, sorry I can't really get my words out. But I just wanted to reminisce about how awesome that all was. And I will probably end up chatting with you guys about ice hockey next. That was very short-lived, the ice hockey phase of my life. Basically, you're in a sled and you use these picks on the end of these sticks that you have, and you use it to propel yourself over the ice, and you suit up like a regular upright hockey player. So you have the helmet, you have the gear, you have the pads, you have the jersey, you have the face shield, you have the teeth guard, mouth guard, and you're strapped into this thing. And the one special part about this is you have a pusher if you can't fully propel yourself, because I can only really use one hand. So that's a thing. So I loved all the people that were a part of that, and I wouldn't be where I am without them. But again, that was definitely not for me. The longest sport I ever stayed in, again, was the regular floor hockey. It was more my speed, and I could handle the ball / puck a lot easier, and I wasn't afraid to get hit in the face, even though the travel opportunities were endless when it came to ice hockey. It was just not for me at all. So yeah, I'm sorry if this was so disjointed, but I just wanted to get something up there for you guys, and I'm really running out of content. So if any of you out there can give me some ideas, that would be fan-frickin-tastic. I have a couple of these already pre-recorded, So this one will go up next weekend, and hopefully y'all liked it. If you do, comment and share and subscribe. And again, I'm going to shout out, I was on a podcast with my good friend Minnie Mancino. You really need to go check out her channel, cause hello, yours truly is on it, and it's so cute and so awesome and funny, and it's just two gals shooting their shit. And I said shit. I never say shit on my podcast. I said shit again. Sorry. But yeah. It's a great podcast to listen to. She does Minecraft videos and then overlays the audio on top. And it's just the best combination of what she does. So go give her a listen and tell her that the Ability Warriors leader sent you. And just give her the biggest shout out you can on all the platforms that you subscribe to. So on that note, I know it's a little bit shorter than usual, but you will hear my lovely, raspy, awesome voice in a week. So I'm going to leave it there because I'm rambling. So I will talk to you next weekend. And hopefully you guys are staying sane and safe. And remember to keep your distance from people. And that's the way you can protect the people that you love. And yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Alright, I love you. Alright, bye.